ス。この先を見ろ。まだ見ぬ敵を。宇宙最強。お前が誇り高きサイヤ人の血を引く者ならば、俺の息子ならば誰にも負けることは許さん。俺超えてみせます。目の前の敵もトンさんも。
Absolutely love that intro. All right, guys, we are back for another Dokkan battle video, and we're going to take a look at what I think is the new king of the game. A lot of controversy, not really surprising with that, right? Because, you know, when you have characters, really hype anniversary characters like LR Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta and the LR Gods and stuff like that, people are going to have them on a pedestal and be very hesitant to take them off of that. It's fine. But this is the best defensive unit in the game right here, this Vegeta and Trunks. On paper, they look like they potentially could be better than the Anniversary LRs. I think in practice, I definitely do think so. I've done a lot of testing with them in Red Zone, right? The thing about Red Zone is that if you're good in Red Zone, you're good in the entire rest of the game, right? Because the Red Zone is just so much different in terms of difficulty than the rest of it. You could take this character into any stage in the game turn 1, and they aren't really taking damage. Pure Saiyan Extreme Super Auto Road, Wicked Bloodline Extreme Super Auto Road, Universal Survival Saga Extreme Super Auto Road, any of these stages, this unit will completely dominate. They stack, they guard, they have the best leader skill in the game by far. They introduced, I think, the best category in the game by far as well. It's like you go through the entire thing, there is no weakness in this unit whatsoever. There's none. They are a perfectly designed unit, I think. You know, they have a bit of a restriction about getting guard in turn 1, but I mean, I don't think that's a restriction that will hurt. Potentially in the future, there will come a time where I think they'll slow down, right, as more power, like when this unit drops to like the 20th best unit in the game or something like that, they're not going to be nearly as good because they do have to be in slot 1, right? But right now, these are the kings. So their link set is strong. The thing about them too that I think is like really crazy is how much better they made the following units. LR Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta and the LR Gods, I think, have not aged or been power crept. I think they're better now. I think they're actually better after this unit has come out. This unit makes them better. Namek Goku is now way better at this unit in the game. Int Majin Vegeta, way better at this unit in the game. Physical Future Gohan, way better, right? Like, there's so many characters like that that are now stronger because of this character. So this is just like a perfect release. Leader skill, they're stacking, strong passive, good links. It's just a W across the board. This is the best unit in the game. They're very nasty. Now, here we are so this is turn 1. You might look at that 275k defense, but it's actually much higher than that because they get guaranteed guard and 70% attack and defense as the first attacker in a turn. So their defense is actually going to be higher than this once the enemy starts attacking. And then, of course, they're also stacking on their 18 key. Just a ridiculously busted unit in nearly every way. I actually want to see, like, what do we look like full power right here, turn 1? We're linked up with the Goku and Gohan LR, which, I mean, you guys might know as also one of the best units in the game. I think outside of the 3 Dokkan Fest LR Kings, I would say Goku and Gohan is the best unit in the game that's not a Dokkan Fest LR right now. I do. I would put them at 4. And I'd probably have Golden Freeze at 5, I think. Okay, so this is going to be turn 1. We have Vegeta and Trunks at full power. Dude, we could, like, nearly kill Buhan on this turn. What is this? Okay. So have I explained it all? Pretty much. They also get 1 key, 15% defense, and 7% chance to crit with every attack received. So 5 hits, and they will fully build up their passive. They are able to do a lot of damage, right? They have built-in additionals as well. With the built-in additionals and the built-in crits, it is going to be very common. So there we are, 8 million turn 1, right? Guarding, stacking, with, you know, all those, they were over 400k defense at least at the start of turn. You know, once all that defense built up from their passive. Here's an additional super. This is from their passive, and then we could do one more from the potential system, which we did not get. So it's like you guys should be able to see just the ridiculous level of power just from that turn alone, right? Like, it's insane. The more I've used this character, I am very confident that the 7th anniversary LRs hit, I think, way harder I do. Like LR Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta and the LR Gods, like when you transform with them, I don't think this Vegeta and Trunks is really in like the same tier damage-wise as Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta and the LR Gods, right? I think on a good turn, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta and the Gods can be comparable to like transformed Super Vegito. Vegeta and Trunks are not on that level to me. So it really does become, are you one of these damage, stands right here? Which is incorrect. I think it's incorrect thinking to like just be, oh, damage. Or are you a defensive guy? It's like if you like defense better, you're going to like the Vegeta and Trunks better. If you like offense better, you're going to like the Gogeta and, well, Gogeta better, right? 7th anniversary LRs. But I think that offensive thinking is foolish. It's very foolish. Offensive characters age out much quickly compared to defensive characters. Vegeta and Trunks, on top of, I think, being better right now because they're better in Red Zone than Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta and the Gods, I think that they will outlast Gogeta and the Gods as well. Although, I want to stress, right, because people, they hear a unit is better, so it's, oh, so now Gogeta sucks. It's like, nah, no one ever said that. I think LR Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta and the Gods are better right now than they were before this unit came out. It's just that Vegeta and Trunks, I think, is a bit better. All right, another powerful turn right here. Remember that we are stacking, yeah, dude, look, they're at 500k. They're not fully built up from their passive either. When you're guarding with like 500k, like there's nothing that's gonna hurt them, right? Like, you know, they're taking double-digit damage from Red Zone Broly, dude, like super attacking. Like, it's just a joke. Like, it's a clown show. Like, there's no bosses that mess with this unit. If you had to point out a weakness with them, you could say it's that they have to be in slot 1 to guard after the first 5 turns. So their intro animation, right? You get 2 key, 70% defense, and guard for the first 5 turns with a bond of parent and child category ally on the same turn. The restriction is laughable because all the best units in the game, well, all the best super class units in the game are on bond of parent and child, so it's not a big deal at all, right? So you get that active. That makes them destroy Battlefield, Super Battle Road, because you don't have to put them in slot 1 to guard in Super Battle Road. Every time I talk about Red Zone, there's always some smartass who says some stupid shit like, more matters than just Red Zone. Yeah, I know. I'm always saying that. Super Battle Road, I think it is good that characters are good in there, but you're crazy if you think the Super Battle Road matters even, I don't know, 25% as much as Red Zone, because Super Battle Road, you can use 8 items. Red Zone, you get 2 items. That makes a big difference. Super Battle Road stages with these ridiculous busted units are not that tough at all, right? When you have 8 items to play with and now a support memory, right? It's Red Zone is what matters. And even if we want to do this, oh my god, Super Battle Road, this is one of the best units in the game for Super Battle Road as well, because they're guarding in any slot. So, you know, maybe you get an unlucky run in Super Battle Road and there's 50 attacks in slot 3. Well, you can put this unit right there and they're good. 0 damage, pretty much, like nothing. So it's crazy. They are ridiculously powerful. All right, we'll get another really strong turn right here. I feel like I'm good. Showcase successful. Like, we've seen what we needed to see right here. All right, like, I think they're fully built up now after this next hit. Yep, they're fully built up. Here we are. Let's see, they're at an 8 million attack stat. So it's like when they're dropping an 8 million attack stat and then they get an additional super as well, they're doing good damage. Because remember, like, if you're at like an 8 million like plus level, but then you have built-in additionals, built-in crits, that's where the damage starts to get really crazy. Take a character like in Majin Vegeta as an example. Dude, neither turn we got an additional? What is this? Like, because remember, we didn't get the Hidden Potential System additional in either turn. Despite the fact that I've got them with like 20 additional, it's insane. All right, anyway. Majin Vegeta, right, does a lot of 4 and 5 million attack stats, but he has no additionals or crits built in, right? It's like, that's a huge thing to sort of like differentiate characters like, again, Vegeta and Trunks versus like Majin Vegeta, or, you know, physical Super Saiyan 3 Goku, who could do a 4 crit, 4 super attack turn in Super Saiyan 3, right? It could get pretty nasty. I don't really know. I mean, I'm going to have... So I've already swept the movie Red Zone at the time I'm recording this. I beat every fight in 1 try, except for Broly, who took 2 tries, just because he's a cheap little prick, right? But, like, it's... Dude, like, this is it. Like, I don't... they're like stronger than the Red Zone. Like, it's like the next difficult content after Red Zone that's harder than Red Zone, Vegeta and Trunks are not gonna get destroyed in there, right? Like, that's what's so crazy. So I don't know. I don't even know what to do with the showcase. Like, we've seen what we needed to see. I've got the full Red Zone sweeping videos coming up. This unit is very dumb. Very, very, very dumb.
TRUNKS この先を見ろまだ見ぬ敵を宇宙最強お前が誇り高きサイヤ人の血を引く者ならば俺の息子ならば誰にも負けることは許さん俺超えてみせます目の前の敵もトンさんも
Alright guys, so remember one of the big things about the Vegeta and Trunks is that they are stacking on their 18-key super attack. Now, I have found that to be potentially a bit more useful than the Gods and Gogeta. The thing about them, the Gods and Gogeta, is that it's very easy for them to additional super attack, right? They get a guaranteed additional super, whereas remember, Vegeta and Trunks, they have their guaranteed additional, but then it's only a 30% chance to be a super attack, right? Whereas the Gods and Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, at 20 key, which is really not tough to get with them because they eat so much off of orbs, they're able to get a guaranteed additional super with a guaranteed stack. Both the Gods and Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, any super attacks they do in base, they are stacking, right? But the thing is that in really difficult content, in these tough Red Zone fights, once the guard wears off for the anniversary LRs, they become very squishy against the toughest bosses in the game in base. Once you transform with them, then you're getting these massive races, and then the Gods have dodge, and then Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta's got his damage reduction. They're completely fine, right? They're great defensively, but they do need the super attack first, right? So I have found it that Vegeta and Trunks' stacking is actually better because, like, there's no transformation with them where they lose it. Whereas the Gods and Gogeta, most of the times you are going to have to transform. You know, if you're fighting Broly or Bojack or Omega, you're not just like, oh, we're just stacking away forever. No, oftentimes, no. Like, if you're doing a run where you're going to pop, like, a Whis and then another Whis, like, that would definitely buy you the extra time you'd need. But they still take hundreds of thousands of damage, the Gods and LR Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, when they eat super attacks, right? So that's a big thing to keep in mind. Alright, so what I'm going to do here is, I think I'm just going to let the Trunks and Vegeta stack up for a while, and we'll see how effective they look, maybe on like turn 11 or something like that, after we've gotten a lot of stacks, potentially against this Broly who can't be killed. And, you know, a lot of people never understand, but when I'm evaluating units, so Vegeta and Trunks, as an example this time, I'm constantly bringing up the Gods and Gogeta, because that's the comparison unit to make. If I'm discussing Ginyu, I would compare Ginyu to Physical Super Saiyan 3 Goku, AGL Cell, Goku and Gohan, right? If I'm talking about the Yellow Coin Golden Frieza, I'm comparing him to Hidden God Goku, the LR Goku and Gohan, right? Future Trunks and Future Gohan. Those are the characters, I think, to make the comparisons. You compare them by the same type of character they are, I think is the proper way to do these evaluations. And Vegeta and Trunks, they're, you know, their closest competitors that they have is the Gods and LR Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. That's the proper unit to evaluate them on. Like, that's the correct scale to do it, right? And they are looking really good. So, alright, I guess I'm just going to go ahead and cut. We'll come back, you know, maybe like turn 11 or so, and we'll see how the Trunks and Vegeta are looking after we get a numerous stacks with them, right? Now, they also do have an active skill. Now, a lot of times in these Red Zone fights, I have not been able to get the active skill at the moment because their active skill is ridiculous. It's, by effect, it's better than the Gods and LR Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, but it's much harder to get. The Gods and Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, they have maybe my favorite active skill condition in the game, right? Like, it does have to be turn 4, but it's either your HP under 50% or the enemies. So the way it works is you will always have it when you need it, is what I've found from the LR Gods and Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta active skill. Because it's either, again, you're under 50% HP or the enemy is. Now, for Trunks and Vegeta, theirs is not quite as good. Because they can do it, most of the times, they could do it starting from the 5th turn and your HP's under 50% HP. With them on the team, and like oftentimes I'm running Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, maybe Tech Ultimate Gohan, Majin Vegeta, Physical Future Gohan. You know, you could build this insanely tanky team. It's tough. Even against Broly, Omega, and these characters, it could be tough to fall below 50% HP. So I actually have had struggles when it comes to getting their buff for sure. All right, this is a pretty decent turn right here. Let me just put them in the second slot. I'll be able to build them up, but we can also see what they look like, you know, because remember, there's an additional 70% attack and defense that they get in slot 1 that we won't get access to on this turn since I'm putting them in slot 2, right? But yeah, that oftentimes that condition is tough. Now, they have a secondary condition, Vegeta and Trunks. You can do it starting from the 3rd turn, so a turn earlier than the 7th anniversary LRs, and all allies attacking in the same turn are future Saga characters. Now, this is another example. When future's way better, like if we get, you know, so like Tech Vegito Blue and SCR Rose, they are getting their easy A's. If we get an LR Merge Zamasu, right? If we also get like, you know, maybe like a new transforming Vegito Blue Dokkan Fest, and maybe like a blue Goku who's insane, and a blue Vegeta who's insane from Future, they're like on the full Future team, that active skill is going to be crazy. Turn 3, like that's something you get in Super Battle Road. It's like you will be frequently ending fights with that active skill. And again, by effect, I think it is better than the 7th anniversary LRs because you're, you know, getting the same like massive raise attack temporarily. You're doing ultimate damage, right? You're getting guaranteed crits for the active skill super attack and for the turn, right? Just exactly the same way. Well, actually, interesting. The Gods and Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, they don't massively raise their attack temporarily, huh? I think theirs will still hit enormously harder, though, because you're going to get probably potentially more stacks in, and I just feel like they're just stronger in terms of, like, doing damage anyway. Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta and the Gods, right? Their active skills definitely hit harder than Vegeta and Trunks. There's no doubt about that. But Vegeta and Trunks, they're massively raising attack temporarily. Here, I'll pull it up. As well as doing ultimate damage to the enemy. They get all attacks become crits for the turn. That's the key thing. That is so big on this unit. Gods, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, Goku, and Gohan. That's one of the things that makes me like them as the best units in the game, all 4 of them. That, like, getting that turn of guaranteed crit active skill and then guaranteed crits on your attacks is so nuts. But the final effect they do, which is crazy, they give allies a 20% defensive buff for the turn, an active skill defensive buff. So, like, I've used it on a turn with Physical Future Gohan before, and he's gotten an extra 50k defense on a unit that's got, like, 58% damage reduction. Just gargantuan, right? So, in my experience, their active skill is maybe the best in the game, or one of them, right? It's up, maybe, I might actually argue Kid Gohan still is having the best active skill, but, like, Vegeta and Trunks, like, it's up there. It's really crazy. Okay, so let me go ahead until, like, I think turn, like, 11 or something is a good turn, and we'll see the level of damage we're at that point. Alright, guys, we're here on turn 10, and we're looking pretty good, so let's just get us to 24 key, and let's examine, right? Keep in mind that the Vegeta and Trunks are getting another 70% attack and defense in slot 1 right here. So, I mean, I don't know exactly what their defense is looking like after this turn starts, but they're definitely over 800k with guard. So, I mean, this is where you start to think, like, if there's, like, a legendary event, right? Like, if they do, like, what if they do, like, a legendary Merge Zamasu event in the Tanabata Celebration or something like that, right? That's sort of structured like the legendary Vegeta event, but just, like, you know, under 200% leader skill standards. Vegeta and Trunks would be the best unit in the game for that event, right? Like, it's, you know, like, they'd be the best unit in the game for that, too. It's just, like, you look at them, and the way they're built is very dirty. I love characters that can dodge. I think dodge is the strongest mechanic in the game. You know, UI Goku, the LR Gods rely heavily on dodge, because they have dodge built in when they go blue. And then Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta relies heavily upon dodge as well, right? Where he has damage reduction from Rainbow Orbs, but he has his 50% chance to counter super attacks, right? Vegeta and Trunks don't do dodge. So these bosses, one of the strongest things a boss can do is cancel dodge. That's why Broly's the hardest fight in the game. But that doesn't work on this character because they're just guarding plus stacking. They're doing what Tech Ultimate Gohan does. So I don't foresee a boss ever like canceling guard, because like that would mean that like even like type advantage like would not give you extra like defense. That would be interesting if they did that. That would certainly be interesting. I mean, I can't imagine they would do that plus then also cancel dodge. So then you'd want to go dodge characters probably for that, right? But like I don't think they would do that, like an event that cancels guard or cancels damage reduction or something like that. So that just makes this easily the best defense unit in the game, because no event is doing something that locks this character's like abilities down, right? Like it just doesn't really exist. Maybe in the future we could get like a very powerful boss that would lock rotation super deep in the fight, where your guard wears off for the first 5 turns. But even then, I mean, they're still stacking, right? Like we're closing in on 1 million defense soon. So I don't know, man. I mean, they just made a beast. This is just an absolute like behemoth. Now we're up to a 9 million attack stat, right? Like we could just continue to get stronger as they stack. It's just, they're just a ridiculous unit. I don't know. Like I feel pretty content with what we've seen from this character. I feel very comfortable calling them the best unit in the game. I don't care how mad people get. That's what I think. I think this is the best character in the game. It seems pretty clear. I think they're way over 1 million defense on this turn, by the way, because they're 18 key. They stack attack and defense, so it's a 20% attack and defensive buff for 99 turns. Then their 12 key super attack effect, they raise attack and defense by 30% for 1 turn. So with the triple super right there, they definitely jumped over 1 million defense with guard, right? Like it's just they're very disgusting. They're very gross. This is a very gross character. Let's finish up with the father-son Gallic gun, and I'm content, man. Content with calling this the #1 unit in the game. Alright guys, so here we are on turn 3. We will be able to utilize Vegeta and Trunks' active skill because of the fact that our entire rotation is Future Saga characters. So we will see what's going to happen with this Future Saga team, right? I mean, it could very, very easily come to fruition that this Future team could become one of the best in the game, right? Remember that the tech androids count Future Gohan and Trunks, right? The tech androids, I was able to no-item Red Zone Broly with this team running the tech androids on it because of how busted they are. If I would do like a top 10 overall units in the game, I think I might have the androids at like 6, right? So it's like you could build a team of basically all the best characters in the game, right? Like the only, like, the Golden Frieza and Ginyu, of course, are not on the team, but we'll see what's gonna happen with this Future team, man. You know, it's if Future gets another major celebration, which I think they still will, because remember, this unit, where are they? Where is their EZA at, right? They're EZAing LRs that have come out multiple years, basically, after this character, essentially now. So I don't know when Goku Black and Zamasu are going to be EZAing, but, you know, when they get their EZA, Tech Vegito Blue, SCR Rose, we got LR Merge Zamasu, like, there's a lot of buffs on the horizon. Future could become a very nasty team. I mean, dude, look at Legends. Future's dominated the game always, because there's just always options for this team. Now, one negative thing for Dokkan, of course, is that Cell is not on Future. I think Cell should be on Future, but Cell is not on Future. Otherwise, that would make things even better, right? So, all right, let's go and pop the father-son Gallic gun. Remember that it does also buff the entire rotation defensively by 20%, and it's a huge buff. Remember, these are these active skill buffs, so it's a gigantic buff we will be getting. So let's go ahead and get the father-son Gallic gun, and we will finish up. So let me know what you guys think of this unit. I am very, very comfortable calling this unit the best in the game.
俺は諦めない。絶対に。この通りだ、トランクス。俺の力よ。この世界の人間の盾になれ。みんなの願いをこの一撃に込める。サイヤ人、人間の底力を侮るなよ。食らえ、ギャリックホー。トランクス、やったな。